so finding that quadruped. You can feel free to take any movements that you need to before settling into some stillness. And then we're just gonna plant our hands, root down through those knees. And then just start to tune into your body here. You can close your eyes. And then start to just feel that long line from your tailbone, lengthening through the low back, mid back, upper back, back of the neck long, head and crown of the head reaching long in front of you. Finding that deep crease at the front of your hips. And then just start to find some breaths here. So inhaling and exhaling. Not thinking about any specific engagement right now, just kind of tuning into that breath. Next time you inhale, I want you to think about expanding your ribcage from side to side and towards the ceiling. As you exhale, see if you can press a little bit more into your hands, feeling a little bit more of the upper shoulder and back muscles activating, abs pulling in. And then really starting to tune into that transverse breath here, or that lateral breath here. So next time you inhale, think about that inhale coming through the nose, expanding the ribcage from side to side. Exhale, think about those bellies pulling up and in, the rib cage folding in towards the spine. Inhaling wide. Exhaling, narrowing that waistline, folding the ribs in. Whenever I'm in quadruped, finding that lateral breath, I always kind of like feel like that breath, like that inhale is making me feel like the Hulk, you know? I'm trying to like rip a t-shirt off of my spine or off of my back. If that resonates with you, go full She-Hulk here or He-Hulk, you know? Just go for 2 more big lateral breaths, finding that abdominal engagement on the exhale. And then last one. On this exhale, you're gonna tuck the tailbone, rounding, finding that cat position, that spinal flexion. As you inhale, slowly stick the bum out, unravel the spine back into that neutral. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, rounding, finding some cat-cows. If you'd like to find a little bit of an extension or a chest lift in between, feel free, just make sure that you're not crunching your low back at all as you do that. Warming up the spine, warming up the shoulders. Let's go for 2 more. And then last one. Find your neutral spine for me. And then I just want you to walk your hands about like 5 or 6 inches in front of you so they're kind of right underneath like your forehead or a little bit in front of your forehead. And then keeping your arms straight and your back straight, I want you to start to crouch your hips back, sticking your bum out, kind of gazing forward slightly. And then you're just gonna rock your shoulders forward over the wrists, kind of find a kneeling plank here. Good, so you're just shifting that straight spine forward and back, sits bones flaring, belly pulling in, and then pressing forward, finding that hug in of the low abs. And then just keep going like this for a few rounds, keeping the back flat before we take this into like a nice little spinal stretch articulation. It's gonna be great. Let's go for just 2 more like this. Feeling those lats and those shoulders stretch out. And then next time your hips are back to your heels, you're just gonna pause there for me. You're gonna tuck and round, kind of like you're going into a child's pose, but instead of sinking back, you're gonna start to tuck your tailbone, rounding the spine forward, finding that kind of scooping cat position. And then once you roll all the way far forward, you're gonna find a flat back, that kneeling plank. Good, and then you're gonna stick your butt back, find that hinge. Pausing in that brief child's pose, tucking the tailbone underneath you, unraveling as you find that kneeling plank. So just take this nice and easy at whatever pace feels good. But you feel really glorious on the back. Inhaling as you go back, exhaling to tuck it around. Let's go for 3 more. Letting that head come up very last as you unravel. Last 2. And then last one here. And the next time you find that kneeling plank, just hold. So you're finding those knees down, abs pulling in, shoulders right over the hands. And then find a slight scoop in of that belly so that maybe you find it almost a little posterior tilt. Shine the insides of the elbows forward. And then I want you just to start to bend your elbows, finding a tricep dip. And then press back up. This can be small to start. Shooting those elbows back towards the waistline. Let's go for 5 here. Keep those abs pulling you in. That'll help you get a little bit lower and come up a little bit more easily. 4. Woo! 3. 2. And then the last one, you're gonna press your hips all the way back. Find that child's pose, completely relax here. Let the forehead come down. You can flip the wrist to face the ceiling. I've been into that lately. Just let the arms chill out. Let that low back breathe really long and towards those heels. 3 more breaths in here. Last 2. And then last one. All right, go ahead and tuck the tailbone, round back forward into that kneeling plank for me. You can stay on your knees or you can tuck the toes coming into a full plank. And then we're gonna find 5 tricep push-ups again. So, slowly bending those elbows down, pressing back up. I'm tapping my knees down because I'm very sore in my arms today. This is 4. Last 3. Last 2. Woo! And then on this last one, you're gonna slowly bend those elbows until you are lowering all the way down onto your belly. Woo! Once you're laying down on your belly, guys, go ahead and flop onto your right side, extend that right arm. We're gonna come into a sideline position. So, look at that, seamless transition. Lying on that right bicep, you're gonna fold those legs into tabletop right in front of your hips. You're gonna lift that right waistline up, stick your bum out, and then just go ahead and float that left leg up to a hover. It's right in line with your hip. And then you're just gonna extend that leg and hold that leg extended. Now see if that shifted your spine at all. Your left hip is directly on top of the right hip, same with the shoulders. You can pointer flex that left foot, whatever helps you find that glute, and start to lower and lift it. So you're just gonna lower it down towards the floor, lift it up. Good. I like to bring my hand to my hip here because that is gonna help you make sure that you're moving that thigh bone rather than letting your hip open. The more you keep the hip closed, the more that you'll feel your butt cheek working. As you keep lifting and lowering, kind of feel this movement, stretch your leg a little longer. Making sure that that waistline is still pulling up and in. Your head's relaxed. Abs pulling you in. Let's go for 5 here. Last 4. 3. 2. And then go ahead and lift that leg up in line with your hip and hold. You're gonna bend that knee into tabletop. I like to flex my foot here and then extend that leg long. Bend the knee in and then extend. If you feel like that right leg is starting to work, just try to make sure that that foot isn't flexed and that that leg is feeling nice and floppy. So that the top leg can take all of this work and that right leg can wait until it is the right leg's turn. As you bend that knee in and out, always remind you to not let that hip start to crawl in. So even though the thigh is coming in, the hip is staying completely still, reaching away from that rib cage as much as possible. Go for 3 more here. Last 2. And then next time you bend that knee into tabletop, just hold that leg in tabletop. From here, without moving the thigh, you're gonna extend that shin forward, flex the heel, and then drag that leg back. Good, bend the knee, extend the shin to meet the thigh, and then drag the whole leg back, finding those bicycle movements. And bicycles, you know, it's one of the biggest range of motion we tend to do during sideline. So with more range of motion comes more core control. So making sure that as you're doing this, you're not letting your rib cage open forward and back. You're staying really still and stacked through the torso. Let's go for 4 more in this direction. Maybe see if you're letting that leg sink down. Try to keep it lifted in line with your body. Last 3. 2. And then next time that leg is long, we're gonna reverse it. We're going backwards on the bicycle. Leg goes forward, you bend the knee into tabletop, extend it long in line with your body. So you're gonna sweep forward, bend the knee, and then extend. And especially with that sweep forward, make sure you're not tucking your tailbone. If anything, think about spreading your butt cheeks as that leg goes forward. Woo! We love a sideline, don't we? Let's go for 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And then next time you find that leg in tabletop, you're gonna hold that leg in tabletop. Really spread your butt cheeks, make sure that hip is lengthening long. You're gonna keep the leg floating as you just point the left foot and then flex the left foot. What a joy. Point through the ankle and then flex, peeling the toes back. Let's go for 5 of these, still holding that hover. Woo, 4, what a sensation. Last 3. Keep those ribs and those abs pulling in. Last 2. Last one, keep that leg hovering. You can choose a point or a flex. Live your life. Take a pulse up in this tabletop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that leg down. Take that left hand, tap out your butt cheek. All right, we're gonna stay here. You're gonna stretch your legs all the way long so that you are just like a wooden plank here. You're gonna bring that left hand in front of your chest if it's not already. You're gonna zip your legs together. We're gonna start to go for little leg lifts, double leg lifts for your left oblique. So take a breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna lift both legs up off of the floor and then release them back down. Exhale, you're trying to shorten now the distance between your left rib and hip and then elongate it. Make sure you're nice and stacked and not rolling onto that right butt cheek. And then see if also you can find a little bit of some inner thigh engagement from that right thigh so that you're almost pushing that top leg up as you fold that left oblique in. If you're feeling really bold, maybe you hover that left arm up to the ceiling. It's really hard to balance that way. Yeah, good. I always do that for like 1 rep and then I'm like, I'm good. Go for 3 more. Last 2, feel that belly button pulling in. And then next time you lift, you're gonna hold that lift, squeeze that right thigh up, squeeze that left oblique, and then take a little pulse of both legs up for 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let those legs come all the way down. You're gonna bend your knees so that your feet are now behind you. You're gonna prop yourself onto your right forearm, have that right elbow right underneath your right shoulder. Left hand reaching long over your hip. We're going into a kneeling side plank. So when you're ready, you're gonna take a breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna reach that left arm up and over as you lift the hips up. And then arms gonna come down, hips come down. You can flip that left palm to face the ceiling so that when you reach up and over, faces the ground. Just give me a few more like this. We already warmed up those shoulders. So make sure that you're really stabilizing that right side. Let's go for 3. 2. And then next time you lift, we're of course going to hold that lift. Reach that left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna thread that left arm underneath your right armpit. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, you take that rotation. It's my favorite thing in the world. Inhale, back up. As you take that rotation, really feel that right oblique squeezing up and in. Like you're trying, like I don't know, there's like a fire bacon underneath that right waistline, I don't know, and you're trying to stay away from the fire in case you get burned. Do we love these visuals I come up with? Let's go for 3 more. Last 2. Last one, you're gonna stay lifted at the top. So reach that left arm up. You're gonna lift that left leg up. Take a little pulse up with that left leg. See if you can press that right hip forward a little bit more, feeling both butt cheeks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release all the way down. You're gonna flip onto your back, lying all the way down onto your back. Whew. All right, from here, first time sitting, lying down in the supine position, so go ahead and bring your hands onto your pelvis, and we're gonna find a little pelvic tuck here. So just take a breath in. As you exhale, scoop your belly in to imprint that low back on the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, belly pulls in to scoop. Inhale, releasing. So we're just finding that distinction between your neutral and your imprinted spine. Seeing how that is today. Might be different from yesterday. Let's go for just 3 more. Last 2. Last one here, and then I want you to find your neutral spine. So ideally your pubic bone and your belly button are in a nice flat plane. And then you're gonna go ahead and reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Right arm can either stay on the pelvis or down on the floor, whatever you feel, more inclined towards. Bring that right leg up into tabletop. So with that right leg in tabletop, left arm up, just finding that cross-body connection, melting that left hip down, and then really planting through all 4 corners of your rib cage. And then from here, you're just gonna start to inhale, reach your left arm overhead, right leg long to 45 degrees or lower. And then exhale, bring them back up to that starting position. Inhale, reaching, exhale, pulling in. And this is, of course, one of those gorgeous Pilates exercises that maybe you don't feel immediately, but the slower you go, the more that you feel like you're driving your exhale from your abs, you'll feel that belly pulling in. You'll feel your abs working here. Let's go for 4 of these. As that left arm stretches overhead, can your rib cage pull down in opposition? Last 3. Last 2. And then you're gonna reach out and actually hold that reach. Make sure that left shoulder isn't crawling up to your ear. You're gonna start to abduct and adduct these limbs. So reach that right leg out to the right, left arm out to the left. Exhale, everything pulls in. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing, using the core. Now, little hot tip. Check in with that left hip and left thigh. Make sure they're not moving. Go for 4 more. Last 3. Last two. Here we go, last one. You're gonna keep that right leg floating. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head, interlacing them behind the base of your skull, elbows in your peripheries. You're gonna exhale, point through that toe as you lift the leg and curl the chest up. Inhale, flex through the foot, lower the leg, lower the chest. Exhale, you're gonna point and lift. Inhale to relax, both down with control. Keep the head really heavy in those hands. Make sure that you're finding that lift of the chest, and then you curl forward so you're not just crunching at that neck. If your hip flexors or your hamstrings are tight today, just have a soft bend in the knee, totally fine. Good, let's just go for 3 more like this. Last 2. And then next time you lift, you're gonna hold that lift. I want you to twist your ribcage to the right. Inhale back to center. Good, that's it for now. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. All right, adding on, it's gonna get so fun, you don't even know. You're gonna twist to the right and hold. You're gonna come back to center, bend the knee. You're gonna extend the leg, twist, bend the knee, untwist. Let's go for 5 here. 4, pulling that belly down. 3. 2. Hold your twist, hold that leg extended. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna float your left leg into tabletop. Inhale, you're gonna tap the toe down. Exhale, you're gonna pull that leg up. Inhale, tap it down. Fierce, you're holding your twist. You're trying to pull both of those shoulder blades up a little higher off of the ground. Let's go for 5. 4. Can you keep that head really heavy? Can you pinch your ribs together a little bit more? Can you twist a little deeper? Last 3. 2. Hold that leg lifted on this last one. Reach with your left hand. Take a pulse up to that right side. 10. 8. Last 5. And 1, bring everything down onto the floor. Lovely, let's go into that other side. Left arm down, right arm up. Reach that left leg into tabletop. You're gonna inhale, open in opposite directions. Exhale, pulling the belly in, arm and leg come back up. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, pulling the belly in. Also, like while we're at it, that right arm, if you are right-handed, that shoulder mobility might have a smaller range here. So just trying to pay attention to what that right shoulder wants you to do. It might not be as far back as that left one, or it might be. Who knows? Can you feel that belly contracting in to pull everything back into the midline? 2 more here. And then you're gonna reach out and hold. Take a breath in as you exhale, open to the left with the leg, right with the right arm. Exhale everything in. Inhale, abduction. Exhale, pulling the belly in. Let's go for 5 more. And 4. Make sure that right leg isn't wiggling at all. Last 2. Last 1. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head. You're gonna point to the toes, curl forward, flex through the heel, chest lowers down. Finding those curled pikes with just that left leg. Finding that deep crease at the front of your hips as you curl. Let's go for 5 here. 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg, hold that chest lift. You're gonna twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Keeping that head heavy, think about that lift through the chest. Think about keeping the chest lifted and you're simply just pivoting to the left. Next time you come back to center, bend the knee. As you twist, you'll extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift up and over. Think about wrapping your right armpit towards that left hip crease. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold your twist, hold that leg lifted. You're gonna take a breath in as you exhale, right leg lifts. Inhale, you tap that heel down. Exhale, pike it up or just lift it up. Inhale, down. This is 8. Can you lift a little higher? 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Reach with your right hand. Pulse towards that left foot for a 10. Last 5. In 4, we're staying lifted. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Reach both legs up, both arms up. Flex the feet. Pulse towards the toes. 10. This is 4. Last 2. Last 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Drop your head. Rock from side to side. Make some circles, stirring the thighs around in one direction. And then maybe the other direction. Good, we just have one last ab situation left here in supine. So when you're ready, fold both legs into tabletop, hands come behind your noggin. I want you to curl forward, hold your curl. We're going into our good old-fashioned crisscross. So you're gonna bring one leg into the chest, extend the other leg long, rotate towards the bent knee. Exhale all the way through center and switch. And switch. If you're feeling fancy, go for straight leg scissor switches. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4. Think about lifting a little higher. Last 3, 2. Last set. Make sure you're even from side to side and then relax all the way down. Open your arms to a cactus position. Drop your legs to the left, let your head go to the right, and then just try to relax here. If you want to take a deeper twist, you can cross that top leg over the bottom leg. 2 more deep breaths. Last one. Come all the way through center. Legs go to the right, your head goes to the left. 2 more deep breaths. Back to center, reach your legs long, reach your arms up overhead. We're gonna do a roll up to come up to seated. Take a breath in. As you exhale, close the ribs, arms come up, you nod your chin to your chest and slowly roll all the way up to seated. A roll up after abs, what a treat. You're gonna sweep your legs around, we'll go into that left side. So you're gonna lie all the way down on that left bicep, knees in tabletop. Your butt and your head are in the same line. You're gonna stretch that top leg long, lift that left waistline, just start to lower and lift that right leg. Right hand can come to your hip to kind of monitor that pelvis, pelvic alignment. Good, nice. And then noticing what the abs are feeling here. Make sure they're not sinking. Make sure you're not collapsing that shoulder forward. Everything is lifting away from the floor. A nice way to kind of make sure you're lifted is sometimes I like to stretch that right arm up there if I feel like I don't have enough energy in my life right now, you know, and I need an arm to help me lift. Take it or leave it. Let's go for 6 of these. Last 4. 3, 2. Good, lift that leg and hold. You're gonna bend that knee into tabletop, and then you're gonna stretch that leg long. First, just starting with that bend, and then noticing what that right hip is doing, right? So as that knee bends, that deep crease at the front there. When in doubt, stick it out. My famous catchphrase, I'm getting it tattooed on my bottom lip. It's a bit long for that. I'll talk to the tattoo artist, see what we can do. Let's go for 5 of these. 4. Last 3. 2. And then next time you bend the knee into tabletop, hold, extend the shin to meet that thigh, sweep the leg back. You're bending, whoa, extend, and then dig that heel back. And really challenge yourself here. Don't just absentmindedly like crank that leg around. As you bend that knee in, pause for a second to make sure that shin is extending to meet the thigh where it's at, and then sweep it back. You'll get way more out of that butt and thigh work if you find that, because that'll also help you keep the chest and the abs engaged a little bit better. Let's go for 3 more. Maybe lift that leg 1 inch higher. Who knows? Last 2. Yeah. And then last one, you're gonna reverse it. We're going backwards, sweep the leg forward, bend the knee, extend that leg long. Feel that leg stretching out of the body. This is 6. Woo, 5, really feeling that outer hip, glute area, that glute med. 4, 3, 2. Last time. Good. Next time that leg is in tabletop, hold. You're going to point through the toes, flex through the heel. Keep that leg completely still and lifted. Maybe lift it a little higher. Maybe spread your ass a little more. Let's go for 4 more point and flexes. And 3. Last 2, we're thinking about whether we want to keep our foot pointed or flexed for our pulses. All right, find whatever position you want with that foot. Pulses up for 10, 9, ooh, just a little centimeter, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax that leg down, take your hand, tap your butt out. Wow. One needed to be aggressive for me personally. All right, extend your legs long. Here we go, oblique lifts. Really glue those inner thighs together. Right hand in front of your chest. You're gonna exhale, lift the legs up. Inhale them back down. Make sure the legs are directly in line with your body, right? Because if you just like took that arm off, it should be really hard to stabilize. And if you want to take that arm off, woo. Maybe the side's a little bit trickier. I think this is my challenge side. Whew. Pressing with that left inner thigh up. Shortening that distance between your right hip and right oblique. Let's go for 5 more. Ooh, I'm definitely feeling that right oblique. And 4, 3, 2, Lift and hold. Take little pulses up for 10. Oh my gosh. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the legs squeezing together. 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Flip onto your belly. Push yourself into a quadruped position. And then just find a few rounds of some lateral flexion, some cat-cow rolls in one direction. Letting this kind of stretch out the butt and the obliques. Let the head and the hips do whatever feels nice. Woo! And then go ahead and reverse those circles. All right. From here, find that perfect quadruped. We're gonna find a little bit of abs and then make our way up to the finish with some standing leg work. So, hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath the hips, yada yada. Go ahead and tuck your toes. And then I want you to take a breath in as you exhale, press the floor away, hover the knees. And then slowly let them control back down into the mat. Exhale, you lift. Inhale, relax down. Whew. Let's go for 4 more. 3. 2. All right, my favorite thing is next. Lift that, hover, and hold. From here, without changing where your knees or your hands are, you're gonna start to tuck the tailbone round the spine like a C curve. Inhale, stick your butt out, lift your chest forward. So you're finding hovering cat-cows are so fucking hard. Exhale, round. Inhale, neutral. You have 5. Really a lot of low abs here. 4. Oh my gosh, my quads too. Last 3. Why, Natalie, why? Last 2. Oh, last 1. Hike your hips up, find a downward dog. Oh my gosh. It'd be funny if I was making all these noises and y'all were like, that was so easy, why is she bitching? All right, so keeping, finding that downward dog, start to pedal out through the legs. If you want to take this into a little twist from side to side with the rib cage, just do whatever feels nice here. And then I want you to really slowly start to walk your left foot forward in front of the right foot. Let the left heel come all the way down, even if that makes that left knee bend. Getting a little stretch to the back of that calf and the Achilles. And then step the right foot to meet it. And then step forward again with that left foot. And then maybe step the right foot in front of it. Just really slow walking forward to let the backs of the legs stretch out. And then eventually you'll find yourself in that forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Woo. Give that head a little shake. Breath in as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll yourself up to standing. Whew. Open the shoulders wide, roll them up, down, and back. We'll go into some squats. So you can bring your hands to your hips, feet parallel, making the number 11. I want you to have a soft bend in the knees to start. And then just take a second to close your eyes and feel the length in the back of the neck. Crown of the head reaching out to the ceiling. All right, keeping the eyes closed, I want you to slowly start to bring your weight into the balls of the feet, just swaying forward. And then start to sway your weight back to the heels. So just finding a little sway, like a tree in the breeze. If you need to blink those eyes open, totally fine. Woo! But with your eyes closed, you'll find a little bit more of that proprioception, noticing what the body is doing as you sway back and forth. So as you sway forward, that belly pulling you in. As you sway back, abs catching you before you completely lose balance. And then next time that you're in the center of both of those extremes, so weight is right over the arches, I want you to blink your eyes open. We're gonna start to just find a nice squat. So knees tracking over the toes, you're gonna sit your hips back behind your knees, back staying flat. And then press into those feet to stand all the way back up. If your arms need to be anywhere else, reaching, prayer, whatever, live your life. If you're used to a different squat, just find whatever squat is safest for your body and helps you find your butt cheeks. Maybe adding that little brief pause at the bottom before standing back up to find that perk of your ass. It's like a little jolt. Let's just go for 4 more here. Last 3. Last 2. And then next time you're down there, just go ahead and hold that squat down there. Hugging your abs in. Maybe bring the weight into the heels a little bit more if you need to connect with the back chain of your legs a little bit more. The more you're into the heels, the more the hamstrings and the butts will fire up. Hands come into a prayer position. Take a breath in. As you exhale, I want you to rotate over to one side. Inhale, you're going to come back to center. Exhale, you're going to twist your ribcage to the other side. So finding that thoracic twist, finding your obliques and that TVA. That transverse is really active here to hug the abs in and protect the back. As you keep going, I want you to start to pay attention to what the feet, the hips, and the knees are doing. I want them to be doing literally nothing. I want them to be nothing, to just be staying really still and stabilizing. If you start to let them shift from side to side, it's not what we're after, right? So if they start to shift, try to just really root down to those feet a little bit more. Maybe don't make that twist quite as big or connect to the abs a little bit more. Very mindful work here. Check in to make sure your hips didn't come up. Try to find that deepest seat. Next time you twist to the right, go ahead and just pause in that twist to the right. I want you to lower down an inch and up an inch. Down an inch, up an inch. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Find that lowest squat down, come through center, over to the left, down an inch, up an inch. Can you bring your weight back over your heels a little bit more? This is 5, 4, 3, and 2. We're staying low. Last one, come back to center, reach your arms up in line with your ears to find a little bit more of that back chain of your body firing up. Find a pulse down and down. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Find that lowest seat, hold and breathe for 5. Hug the abs in 4. Last 3. Sink an inch lower, last 2. Last one, dive forward, find a forward fold. Let your head relax, let your back stretch out. Go ahead and bend one knee. Letting that opposite hip kind of pop open. And then go ahead and switch. Straighten the other leg, letting that other hip pop open. One more time, bending the right knee. Let head relax. And then switch, bending the left knee. Bend both knees, let your head come down towards your knee, let your chest come down towards your thighs. You can grab opposite elbows here, you can sway from side to side, you can bring your hands behind the base of your skull. And then just let everything hang for a second. Straighten your legs one last time, get the most out of that hamstring stretch. And then I want you to inhale, bend the knees. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone as you start to round up. Keep tucking the tailbone to find that extra stretch through the spine. Rolling that bone by bone by bone. Roll your shoulders open, up, down, and back. Just stand tall for a second. Have your knees soft. Close your eyes. And then slowly nod your chin down to the chest. Start to make a nice circle to the right. Really slow and easy. Not forcing anything here. One more in this right direction. And then next time your chin is down in center, just go ahead and reverse over to the left. Oh my God, did I forget the side planks? Give me a yes or a no. We did forget them? All right, we can do them real quick if you need to go bounce. We're gonna do them really quick. All right, guys, just come down onto your side. I'm so sorry. Bring that left arm underneath your left shoulder. Your feet are gonna be behind you. It'll be all worth it. And then we'll take a great shoulder stretch. Sorry, guys. Palm faces the ceiling. I had such a nice ending too, huh? Go ahead and lift your hips so your knees are behind you, pelvis is stacked, thighs are in line with your body. You're gonna reach up and over with that right arm, pressing into that left shoulder. Inhale, come back down. Oh my gosh, here we go. Exhale, lifting up and over, lifting that left oblique up, and then back down. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, and then go ahead and lift up. Reach that right arm up to the ceiling. Square your hips off. Press up and out of that left shoulder. You're gonna thread. You're gonna twist to thread that left elbow, left hand underneath the left armpit. Inhale, reach back up. As you're twisting, think about that left waistline snatching up a little bit more. Last 2. Last one, you're gonna reach that arm all the way up. Keep your hips lifted, extend that right leg long. Take a pulse up and up. Go for 10, good, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and just find a seat. Bring your legs into a cross-legged sitting position. Stretch that left elbow across the chest. Melt your right ear to your right shoulder, letting that left shoulder drop down your back. Go ahead and switch. Draw that right shoulder across. Drop the right shoulder down. Lean over to the left side for that extra little stretch through the traps. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your right knee. I want you to reach that right arm up to the ceiling, and then you'll take a lean up and over, opening that right side of your body. If your QL is feeling a little tight, you can take a little rotation if that feels okay for you. Go ahead and come back up, right hand to left knee, reach that left arm up, and then you'll lean to the right. Again, you can take that little rotation to stretch out the obliques and the QL if that speaks to you. Reach both arms up tall, and then we'll end with a bow forward, hinging the chest. Let the forearms come down, let the hands soften, let the forehead come down towards the shins. Give your head a little shake, take 2 breaths in. Last one, go ahead and roll yourself up to seated, roll the shoulders down your back, and we're officially done now. Thanks, guys.